Here are the most fearsome predators from all around the animal kingdom. Number 9. Brazilian wandering spider. As one of the most aggressive and poisonous spiders on the planet, these guys are bad news for their prey. In fact, they were crowned the most venomous spider in the world by the Guinness Book of World Records. Aside from populating Brazil, they're found across South America, often wandering the floor of the jungle. They prefer to eat large insects such as crickets, as well as mice and lizards. Unlike other spiders who build webs to trap their food, these suckers wander the jungle floor at night where they stalk and ambush their prey. So you can easily see where they get their name. Aside from being skilled hunters, they can fend off predators themselves. When threatened, they quickly shift to self-defense mode, striking an intimidating pose that lets their attackers know they mean business. By raising their front two legs, which exposes their deadly fangs, would-be predators know they're probably better off looking for another source of food. Number 8. Crocodiles. There are several different crocodile species, and they're pretty much all dangerous as Saltwater crocs are arguably the most dangerous. Growing anywhere between 17 and 23 feet long and easily topping 1,000 pounds, they're basically leftover dinosaurs who are some of the most opportunistic predators on the planet. In other words, if you're edible and near a saltwater croc, watch out, because you might be its next meal. Large animals such as water buffalo, wild boars, sharks, snakes, monkeys, and don't forget people are frequent targets. They use their quick speed, enormous size, and powerful jaws to ambush their prey, catching it off guard and dragging it underwater to drown before they dig in. As the most aggressive of the species, they're usually considered to be a serious threat to humans who cross their paths. Then you have Nile crocodiles, which are also bad news for creatures in the wild. They vary in size, but typically range between 16 and 20 feet long and reach massive weights of more than 1,500 pounds. Like their saltwater cousins, they eat whatever they feel like. Since they tend to live closer to human populations in Africa, people are frequently killed by these reptilian beasts, on average of about 200 each year. Simply put, animals in the wild would be foolish to trifle with a crocodile. Number 7. Great white sharks. The object of many of our nightmares after seeing Jaws, great white sharks have earned a fearsome reputation for a reason. On average, they grow anywhere between 13 and 16 feet long, sometimes reaching lengths of 20 feet while weighing over 1,500 pounds easily. As aggressive hunters, they eat nearly everything they can get their jaws on. Fish, squids, dolphins, seals, otters, seabirds, small whales, you name it, and it's probably on the menu. Actually, sharks will eat pretty much anything it can chew and swallow, and it doesn't have to actually be edible. Great whites, who sport morbid nicknames such as White Death, use their speed and powerful jaws to capture their food. While swimming deep below the surface, they search for food that swims near the surface, keeping a low profile for the element of surprise, so to speak, to avoid detection. As soon as they see something that piques their interest, they strike. And with a massive burst of speed, they ambush the unlucky creature, whatever it might be, and crush it with their thousands of teeth. Few sea creatures stand a chance when a great white puts them in their crosshairs. While there are numerous accounts of recorded attacks against people, those attacks are rarely fatal since sharks don't ever actually want to eat us. We're far too bony for their taste. They really prefer seafood. Number 6. Hyenas. Hyenas played a key antagonist role in The Lion King for a reason. Many of their African safari peers regard them as formidable opponents in a world where it's eat or be eaten. Granted, they do their share of scavenging, but by many estimates, 75% of their food comes from their own kills, and they're known to be extremely efficient hunters. For example, they're incredibly fast. They can reach speeds of close to 40 miles per hour. Once they catch up to their prey, they'll bite off huge chunks of flesh to kill them. Then it's time to chow down. When hunting in teams, they're virtually unstoppable. Larger mammals such as wildebeests and antelopes are frequent targets for packs of hungry hyenas. And God help you if you try to approach a scavenging hyena. While they prefer to take what they want and get out of dodge, they will defend themselves if crossed. They'll viciously fend off just about any animal that tries to steal meat from them, including lions, assuming hyenas have numbers on their sides. They'll even attack humans if the opportunity presents itself. Spotted hyenas have been known as potential man-eaters, as archaeologists have found human remains in fossilized hyenas. In 1962, for example, 2 large spotted hyenas killed close to 30 people before a group of villagers avenged their deaths by shooting the hyenas. With that in mind, attacks in modern times are actually rather rare. So, when you take into consideration their speed, efficient biting, and fiercely territorial behavior, hyenas are some of the most skilled predators in all of Africa. Number 5. Dragonfly. You might not know it to look at them, but dragonflies are one of the world's most prolific hunters. Based on research drone at Harvard University, dragonflies capture and kill their prey at a success rate of 95%. According to the study, this impressive stat is thanks to their highly advanced brains. They're able to predict where their prey is going to fly and quickly decide the appropriate muscles to use to catch it. They tend to prefer smaller insects like bees, flies, and moths. They also have super advanced vision, as they're able to detect black spots in the sky. Their wings have strong muscles that propel them toward their food, and it's because of these strong wings that dragonflies are able to outmaneuver their prey in order to devour them. So, in addition to their pesky stings that some people have had the unfortunate opportunity to experience, they also strike fear in the hearts of small insects who stand virtually no chance of survival should a dragonfly choose to attack them. Number 4. Komodo dragon. The Komodo dragon's name contains the word dragon, so you know they have to be pretty fierce. Using their sense of smell and impressive speed, they can quickly ambush prey and bite their underside. Komodo dragons are the largest lizards. They can reach up to 10 feet in length and weigh up to 200 pounds. They eat a wide range of creatures such as monkeys, goats, pigs, and even large mammals such as buffalo. Komodo dragons have a forked tongue much like a snake. It uses its tongue to detect a prey by smell. The craziest part is that they can locate prey that's as far as 4 miles away by using their sensitive tongues. When they finally get to their prey, instead of using its relatively powerful jaws, they use a deadly venom to kill their prey. But it takes a while. After the initial bite, these dragons will sit around and wait for their prey to die a slow and painful death. They've even been known to eat carcasses of dead animals. They can eat prey that weigh up to 80% of their own weight. Unlike other animals, they will eat bones and hooves. And oh yeah, they also like to eat each other, as roughly 10% of their diet are other Komodo dragons. Ugh. Number 3. The crowned eagle. By no means is the crowned eagle the largest bird on Earth, but it's definitely one of the most powerful. These amazing birds are able to swoop out of the sky and kill animals way bigger than themselves. They don't even grow up to 3 feet long, but they can still kill animals that weigh close to 80 pounds. Crowned eagles make their home in African rainforests, and one of their favorite meals is monkey meat. And if you know anything about monkeys, you know they're tough to hunt. They're quick, alert, pretty darn smart as far as animals go, but crowned eagles, who hunt in pairs, are often able to outwit and hunt down these primates. Pairing off in a male and female duo, one eagle causes a distraction for the monkey while the other swoops in for the kill, using their powerful talons to quickly kill their food. However, outside of the rainforest, the crowned eagle's diet tends to be somewhat more diverse. When monkeys are taken in a relatively small scale, other animals, mainly antelopes and rodents, become the leading prey. Thanks to their impressive hunting skills, these eagles are known as leopards of the sky. Clearly, they are a force to be reckoned with. Number 2. Killer whales. Also known as orcas, these massive creatures can be found in all 4 oceans on the planet. Contrary to its name, killer whales aren't whales at all, but are actually dolphins. Growing up to 23 feet long and sometimes weighing up to 11 tons, killer whales feast on an array of sea creatures such as various fish, seals, squids, and even sharks. Their hunting prowess has earned them a fierce reputation and the nickname Wolves of the Sea. As if the name killer whale isn't already enough to show that these guys are fierce enough to kill almost any sea creature unfortunate enough to cross its path. Much like actual wolves, killer whales hunt in packs and never worry about becoming the prey because they're apex predators. They have no natural predators in the wild. Also, they have many evolutionary tools at their disposal, such as the ability to swim at the incredible speed of up to 30 miles per hour, razor-sharp teeth, and advanced intelligence. In fact, they're known to be some of the smartest sea creatures in the world. This combination of brains and brawn allow killer whales to employ savvy hunting methods to subdue their prey. For example, they basically surf on waves to kill seals for dinner. They even eat stingrays, animals which have that famed dreaded stinger. But these mammoth brainiacs give zero Fs about that. They know their science pretty well and figure out that by flipping the rays on their back, they become paralyzed and, of course, an easy meal. They even use teamwork to systematically chip away at giant patches of ice where seals hang out. Known as wave washing, the strategy involves whales working together to chip away at giant patches of ice and then tipping them over to capture seals. Even the most ferocious of sharks are no match for the killer whales. I could go on and on about how amazing a predator killer whales are, but if you're not convinced by now, you never will be. Number 1. Army ants. If dragonflies suggest that size doesn't matter, then army ants prove this theory. Utilizing their strength in numbers, a colony of army ants can take out up to 500,000 prey in a single day. That's more than an army of people can kill in one day during a full-fledged war. Yes, these are deadly creatures indeed. Of course, to be fair, your average army ant colony numbers upwards 15 million ants, a great deal larger than most creatures. Still, they use their number and efficiency to their advantage. And let's not let that insane 500,000 a day figure escape us. By some estimates, they eat more than lions, tigers, and wolves combined, with an exclusively carnivorous diet. Relative to their size, they have a very strong bite. Multiply that by a few million, and almost any creature dumb enough to get in their way is pretty much screwed. Here's what's next.